So this is my materials that I'm going to use. It's a piece of angle iron, a threaded rod, a wing nut, and a hex nut. The first thing I have to do is wire brush this angle iron so that I can weld on it. Then I'm going to use my sawzall with a metal cutting blade to cut a piece off of this piece of angle iron that's going to fit up underneath the bed rail, and this surface right here is going to catch on the inside of the bed rail, and then I'm going to have another piece of angle iron on the outside that I have to drill a hole through that this threaded rod is going to go in. I'm going to weld the threaded rod onto the inside piece of angle iron and put this hex nut on the outside of the outside piece of angle iron. That's what's going to clamp the threaded rod to the bed rail. And then I'm going to use the wing nut to hold the tire or wheel up against the side of the truck. Next up, I'm going to drill a hole, a pilot hole, in this piece of angle iron, and then use a larger drill bit to drill out for the 3/8 rod to go through. Here we have the pilot hole. I used, I think what it was, probably about a 1/4 inch drill bit to drill the pilot hole. But after I started drilling, I realized that it was not going to drill through there without some kind of oil on there to lubricate the bit so it doesn't get too hot. So what I used was a little bit of transmission fluid that I had over here on the shelf. Just a little dab did it, and it cut right through there. So next up, I'm going to try a slightly bigger drill bit, drill that again. This angle iron is a little harder than I thought it was going to be. It's probably why it was tough to weld. And by the way, if you do not have a welder, but you do have a drill, you can drill the holes in that other piece of angle iron. Instead of welding the rod on there, you could put a nut on each side of it and do the same thing I did with welding it on there. So I got the 3 holes drilled, and since I want to paint this when it's done, actually I'll have my son paint it because that's fun for him. I need to clean that oil off of there and get a lot of this scaly rust off the parts. So I'm going to clean it up with this carburetor cleaner that I have, because I know that will remove the oils from the metal. I don't have any brake parts cleaner, so this is the next best thing.
Alright, the person behind the camera is the YouTuber for this channel. I'm just here because he can't paint this without. He has to hold the camera because he can't do 2 things at once, and he needed my help. So
looks like we might need a different can of paint.
yeah.
There you go. Shake it. Get all of it out of there. And it also works better if you have the can upright. There you go.
But yes, we are painting this. I don't know what this is called. My dad does though.
It's called painting.
Well, duh. Figured that much.
We're painting it black because I want it to kind of blend in with my bed liner in the truck. Don't get my garage carpet all paint. Ah! Well, we'll just let that dry for a little bit.
And then we're gonna paint the bottom of it. Since we weren't able to paint the bottom,
and what's your YouTube channel?
Prehistoric Reptile. If you guys have ever watched one of my videos, you know who I am. But if you haven't, here you go.
And ready to disconnect this makeshift tire mounting thing I put in here. And we're going to install the new one. The new makeshift tire holding thing. Let's get this strap off of here. Oh, it does not want to come off. There we go. I know, my wheel is awful rusty. Just my spare tire. It used to be underneath the truck, that's why it looks so bad. So, what we're going to do, we're going to take this, stick it up underneath here. Push this plate up against there. Ready? Now let's tighten it down. And there we go. All I gotta do is line that up with one of my lug nut holes. Which might be difficult. There we go. Oh, I forgot the other washer. But this will show you. Put our wing nut on. Of course, I plan on cutting this rod a little shorter than what it is, so I don't have to play around with the wing nut for 25 minutes to get it tightened down. Oh, and I found a couple washers to put on here to sort of make it a little tighter. And there we go. Definitely more secure. Definitely more secure than the strap was. Now my wheel won't be rolling around in the back of the truck. Okay, and that's it. That's how I made the bracket to hold my spare tire in the back of the truck.